Welcome in, beautiful people. Hello. If this is your first time tuning in to this space, this is Be More Balanced with your host, Jalen. And I'm so grateful that you're here today, taking the time out of your day to tune in for yourself and to listen to me. Can I just say this? I'm going to pause, and I do acknowledge that what I'm saying isn't strictly from my own self. This is coming from source. This is a whole lot less ego, even though there is a healthy amount of ego sprinkled in here, as you will see. But I am the channel, and God or universe or whatever you'd like to call the omnipresent universal force is the actual message. I am simply the messenger. And today, I am excited about this topic. At first, I was a little apprehensive, and we'll get into it why, because it's near and dear to my heart. The topic of discussion, as you have seen in the title, is called Déjà Vu, Déjà Who? Deja you, deja you, deja vu. I'm talking about the topic of deja vu, hypersensitivity, and whirlwind cycles or vortexes. And you might say, okay, hold up, my good sis. You just do a whole lot. Okay, you already know how we operate here. If you don't know, we are going to take our time. I promise that by the end of this show, this message, this channel, it'll become a little bit clear, more clear, at least I hope, right? So today, and I have my notes if you see me look down, we are talking about the season of deja vu that we're in, May. I can appreciate the month of May. I'm calling it Money May weather. Somebody else had coined that phrase, not me. This is the Money May weather. Okay, this is the season. But May is a very esoterical, metaphysical, occult month. And if you have been listening to this channel and this message for some time, you will know by now that I'm a metaphysician. That is what I study. That is what I love. That is what I live for. It is a part of my birth chart, my natal chart, and it's a part of my DNA, my ancestry. So, a lot of what we discuss is the topic of the occult, which is simply what is hidden, right? And then metaphysics, which is the combination of spirituality and science. And let's get right into it, okay? Deja vu. Deja who? Deja you. And I've reached out to some colleagues and even some friends of mine. And maybe you can relate to this. You can type in the comments and let me know. We are experiencing repetitions right now, patterns of cycles that we have seen before. When somebody say, I'm not new to this, I'm true to this is the energy that we're working with. As the channel is named, we deal with balance here, right? So it's neither not necessarily a negative thing or a positive thing that we are in this deja vu feel of a cycle. It just is what it is, right? And I love to address things. We like to uncover things in this channel. We like to talk about the feels. We like to talk about our feelings, okay? This is a deep topic. This is a heavy one, not necessarily heavy in weight, but in the density, in the depth that we're about to dive into. It's very Cancerian. It's very 12th house energy. I have Cancer in the 12th house. It's definitely can be an emotional topic. And so I've touched on the fact that May, and in this season in time right now, it's giving very deja vu. It's giving very loopy, right? It's giving very, maybe some of you feel like, damn, I feel like I'm kind of running around in a circle because I've been here before. But I think it's a beautiful time to make some leaps and some changes to actually like either ground or get up out of that loop and make a different decision. So I want to give you some simple tools and insight in how you can ultimately rule this deja vu cycle. Everyone's going to be different. And the tools that I'm gifting you and giving you have been gifted to me, so I'm giving them back to you. And I've emphasized the word tool because you are using them, they do not use you. Ultimately, the rule of thumb in my reality is you have everything you need. I'm going to repeat that. You already have everything you need inside of you. There is nothing that I'm going to give you today that is going to be the ultimate game changer for you beyond who you are already. You already yield and hold all the power. Okay? So when I offer you these tools, and we're going to keep it real simple, know that you hold the power. It's like a wand, like on some Harry Potter stuff, right? The wand was a powerful tool. Don't get me wrong. But if Harry didn't do the thing, you know what I'm saying? If he didn't invoke the words, if he didn't believe in himself, if you tapped into Harry Potter, you know that oftentimes, if Harry didn't believe that he was the wizard, the honcho, you feel me? Like if he was insecure, nothing was working. Things did not happen the way that he wanted them to, even though he was yielding the tool, the wand. He had to believe in himself and invoke that power. And so the same thing remains with the tools that I'm going to offer you that you can use today. This is for my highly sensitive people, especially. I identify as somebody who's highly sensitive. I didn't always know that I was highly sensitive growing. Actually, you know what? That's a lie. I did always know that I was highly sensitive. I just thought that everybody was like me, and that was not the case. This is for my folks who identify as being neurodivergent. I identify as that. I understand that I think differently, express differently, operate differently than, sometimes the average person or the way our society is set up for those in this world. And I really feel like those of us that identify as such have to empower ourselves, because it can't just be, oh, well, they don't know how to adhere to my boundaries, and oh, they don't know how to operate with me, or oh, I just don't fit in. That may be true. And you have to take responsibility by creating your metaphysical toolkit or toolbox and carry that with you wherever you go. And that's what we're getting into today. So, my favorite, near and dear to my heart, I am definitely a medicine girly, and I'm a self-taught herbalist. It's in my family and my lineage, and it's something that I love are herbs. And some herbs that you can use that are not just medicinal purposes, but they are spiritually inclined for protection for your nervous system and your overall auric field. But I'm just going to touch on the ones that I know and I personally use that help me soothe my nervous system and also give me support as it comes to navigating the deja you waters. Okay. And so, first, I'm going to offer you oat straw, something that I use today. Another herbal blend that I love is chai. Ooh, I'm a chai girly, okay? And that's a blend of cardamom, cloves, cinnamon, star of anise, ginger, sometimes nutmeg, nodes of vanilla. And everything I just named, those herbs are very grounding, they're very rooting, and the metaphysical properties and connotations for them are ancient. Okay, this is not new, this is not something I've made up, but the blend of them hone in your capabilities to prosper not just on an earthly level, but in the heavens as well. In the heavens, when I say the heavens, I just don't mean light and bright and, stars and sunshine and rainbows. There are wars going on in the heavens as well. Okay. And so when you use herbal remedies that are very grounding and rooting, it helps you armor up in a way where I'm not just planting my 2 feet on the ground, I'm also planting my angelic wings and feet on the ground. So I have 4 sets on the ground. And using herbs and tea modalities such as this helps remind me and activate those wings that are inside all of us. It's not just me, okay? So the next herb or fragrances that I would recommend is vanilla. Sometimes vanilla is in chai, but vanilla is something I like to add on my own. Sometimes you can use vanilla extract, right? And add it to your coffee, to your tea. I even like to add it to the meals that I prepare. The other day, I made some banana bread for my family, and the banana bread did not have vanilla in the recipe. But you know who added vanilla? Me. I sure did, because vanilla is so soothing for the heart. It is grounding. It is, oh, man, if you smell it, it makes you smell like or feel like you've just received a hug from the ethers. Okay. So vanilla is recommended. Um, Oregano oil. Now, for warning, chipotle. The girly is she ready to fight you. Okay. If you take too much, it'll feel like you're gonna put some hair on your chest. But oregano oil, not only is it immunity boosting, but she is very earthy and she is very grounding and she's very protective to any auric imbalances that you might have. If there's holes in your auric field, putting a couple drops in a glass of water and then just drink it throughout the day. Maybe you put it in an entire container of water for you. Very grounding to get you out of the realms of this deja vu waters that we're in right now. Okay. And I just want to pause and say before I continue on, you are not alone. I know sometimes, especially in this community and these discussions that we have, because it's not mainstream just yet, you feel like, damn, am I the only one that woke up like this? Am I the only one that hopped up out the bed and my swag feeling a little different? You know what I'm saying? Or am I the only one that is dealing with insomnia? Am I the only one that's waking up at the witching hours, 2 to 4 a.m.? Am I the only one feeling these feels? And no, you're not. And it does not make you crazy. I promise you. So let's continue. So the next thing that I have been educated on, as I just recently took a holistic class the other day, just sharpening up and tuning in to my awareness of what I can offer myself, but also offer you, right? Is magnesium. And magnesium not only is spiritually grounding and protective, it is also helps with your sleepless nights. It is great to put in your bathtub. It also can help with your aches and your pains if you want to put it in a spray bottle. It also brings you back into this earthly realm. If you're somebody like me, I was born and still am such a very heady in my head chakra, in my crown chakra, easily type of a person. You have to find these remedies and these tools that work for you that bring you back down to earth. I know very well that sometimes I'm like, God, higher self, why we choose to come back to this realm. But you chose on purpose. And the ethers and the universe and God chose you to come here on purpose. So we have to remain here in purpose, intentionally. And for some of us, it isn't easy. It's easier to go off into the other realms. Just go off into the psychic places, the clairvoyant spaces. And there is time and place for that. But these tools and this time isn't always on our side when it comes to those of us who thrive in the more ethereal realms. Right now, we gotta stick to earth, okay? And the next thing I'm gonna go to is the senses smell, okay? I'm burning right now some patchouli that is very earthy and it's very grounding and it's protective for me. I also like to burn vanilla. Vanilla has many shapes and forms that she can come in. Nang champa. So you just need to find what scent, what element works for you. But patchouli is definitely something that I would recommend as far as grounding your energies and just coming back into your body and reminding you that you chose to be here on earth. So you need to be here on earth. Okay. Okay. Learning your numbers. Numerology was one of my best of friends when it came to reminding my spirit body why it chose to be aligned with my humanness body when I came to earth, right? And so when I say learning your numbers, if you're not familiar with numerology, start very simple. I know sometimes that word, that subject, that phrase, people be like, I don't really know. I'm not an astrology girly. I'm not trying to get into it or astrology guy. Very simple. Start with your birthday. I was born on an 8th day. I was born on the 8th of my month. Start with the number that you were born on. So if you were born on the 31st, you are a 4. 3 plus 1 equals 4. Just add up the numbers or take the single digit number, narrow it down. That's your number. Okay. So if you were born on the 19th, 9 plus 1 equals 10. We single it down, you're a number 1. Okay. And what that means and why that's a tool for your toolkit is because each number represents an energetic force in our matrix, in the real organic matrix, and also this quote unquote fake matrix too, right? So, for example, because I'm a number 8, I need to master that energy. I need to overstand and understand what that energy represents. For me, the 8 is associated with Saturn. I can be very dogmatic and practical sometimes, right? And that's a positive, but on the other scale of that spectrum, I can also be somebody who needs to get out of boxes, right? Needs to get out of the logical mind. So, whatever your number represents is what you need to master in this lifetime and can be a sword for you, a wand for you, a tool for you. If you're a number 4, you're very structured, you're very balanced. So yeah, tap into your birthday number for your numerology. Just start with that as a tool. It'll be really helpful. Okay, so my favorite as a Venusian. Ooh, okay. Music. And the other day, literally, I was chatting with my dad. We were talking about another conversation, topic of conversation, but this tool is very important. Oh, and actually, it does matter because my dad's a Taurus. Venus is associated with Taurus. Venus is associated with music and the arts. This tool, music. When it comes to this deja vu energy, this deja you energy, choose the music that represents your soul's calling. And what I mean by that is you need a North Star melody that is going to shake you up out of this frequency that can be a loop. That's what Maya is. What we live in can be a loop. And if you can't snap yourself out of it to bring yourself back down to earth, equilibrium, you're gonna be shook up in the waves of the water. You get what I say? So what I do is I have right now I played a playlist. Get yourself 3 to 4 songs. That's all you need. Any more than that, it might be too much. But I recommend 3 to 4 songs. I have a playlist with 3 to 4 songs that I can listen to over and over and over again. And I do not get tired of them. But what they are affirmations to bring me back into my body, bring me back into my why I'm here, my purpose, my passion. And they remind me, they get louder than the small voice in my mind that wants me to continue on the merry-go-round of a deja vu cycle. Okay? So yeah, get you some earthy sounds. That might be drums for you. That might be Afro beats for you. That might be for me. I love Indian music, like Indian melodies. It's soothing to my spirit, right? Make you a playlist that aligns with your frequencies, something that helps ground you. Not so much Neptunian out of worldly frequencies, but something that reminds you that you are human and you are not alone in what feels like a war sometimes. Okay? All right. The next one is citrus. Citrus is very protective. Grapefruit, orange peels. I use citrus essential oils in my shower time meditations. I can sprinkle the citrus oils in my bathtub when I'm taking a bath with the magnesium flakes. I'll use citrus in my butters that I make for my body when I get out the shower. So find your citrus that you like, lemons, your limes. That is very protective. And what happens is when you take that shower or you take that bath, whatever entities, angels or demons that you may not resonate with anymore or may have latched on to you per having intimate relations with somebody else. And I don't just mean lying down, I just mean maybe you were at the gym with a whole bunch of people. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you were in community while shopping with a whole bunch of people, right? So when you use these elements of citrus, the demons in them, they don't like that. Those spirits that can't stand the higher vibrational frequencies of you being able to be grounded in this earthly realm, they don't like that. So use that. And when you wash your auric field and you're washing your spirit, it goes right down the drain. And the more and more you use this in balance now, make sure you dilute these energies in these citruses and these oils because they're very potent. Those energies and those frequencies that think that they want to latch onto you, they ain't gonna like it. It's gonna be a stench to them. Even though it smells nice to you, it's not nice for them. And that's what we want. Okay? And I want to say the last one, yeah, I think this is the last one I have for you, is that spending time with yourself. Solitude. Get back into knowing the distinction of the difference between your emotions and the emotions that might have rubbed off on you from other people. I'm somebody that's highly sensitive, and sometimes I'm interacting so much so with other people, there can be a very fine line between enmeshment and relating, right? And so if I don't give myself the time, and sometimes that looks like a day, sometimes that looks like a week, sometimes it looks like a month, sometimes it's just a couple hours to separate myself from the world and other people and get back into what it looks like to just be Jalen, my thoughts and my frequencies, it can get a little blurry. So if that is something that you deal with, find time to be in your own solitude. That does not mean that you need to cut everybody off, but that may mean that, you had planned to hang out with some friends and you're actually feeling not quite like yourself because you've been hanging out with people, let's say the last couple days or the last couple weeks. And you're like, you know what? I actually feel like I'm going to cancel them plans. Cancel them plans. You may feel like, damn, I promised such and such I was going to show up at her birthday dinner, but I'm really not in the mood to be in a space with all these different type of energies and frequencies. Tell her you can't make it. Buy her a nice gift, or better yet, let her know that you and her are going to spend some one-on-one time, but you must put yourself first. In this deja vu, deja who you energy, it's not selfish, but it is you being more self intentional and self aware. Because, honey, you not going to be of service to anybody or pleasant to anybody if you don't come with your own toolkit. Okay? That's it. Hopefully, one of the many tools that I offered can be of assistance to you in some way. And if you're not quite sure how you can apply this to yourself or you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll put in the description box below the ways in which we can set up a consultation to come up with a plan, something specific to your own nature, to nurture you in balance, because we live in this reality, we live in this environment where there are many things coming from all different type of angles, right? And you have to figure out what works best for you. And I'm here to help you do that. So if that sounds good to you, reach out to me. Here, you chose this place for a reason. This is a very special time if you're here on earth. And we need you. We need you, boo. Okay? So, with that being said, thank you for choosing yourself. Thank you for choosing this time to be in balance. It's a lot simpler than we think. It doesn't need to be overcomplicated, and be more balanced in everything that you do and keep choosing you. I love you, I like you, and I look forward to speaking to you next time. Bye.